Your favorite subject, the almonds.
Yeah, okay.
No, situation is you go into the studio and it wasn't all innocent.
No. Oh, when the Layla album, I haven't talked about it. I
The and
only talked
the
about the music part of it. Everybody is. I tried to always focus on that because that was most important, not drugs and alcohol. But Lord have mercy, there is something that is called divine intervention, and that's what happened when we recorded the Layla album, because we had not just little bits of blow around. I mean, we had bags and stuff, and it was all everywhere. But not in Tom Dowd's view. Everything that we did, drinking and doping and all that, was out of view. Well, and that was the reason Duane was playing out of tune. Too much blow, and it'll make you blow things, But truth being said, because I've been tiptoeing around this drug part of the Layla album. Of course, the rumors and all this stuff, and everybody thinks it's real cool, that we were doing all that stuff. Let me tell you, doing a bunch of smack and cocaine and drinking a lot of whiskey is not cool. But there was something that happened, and it's that thing that paints for you like that this morning. It's that when that takes over, nothing can stand in its way. And we had all the time in the world if we wanted to have recorded, but it all was in a flow. And we wasn't knee walking every minute that we were in there. That was not like that. But it did get way out of hand in that department, and I had to keep a real low profile because Robert Stigwood was definitely not approving. We had an entertainment budget, of $1,000 a week, and they didn't say anything about what that entertainment was, But down in Miami, man, they were rolling in it, and.
Well, you, Eric, and Duane were.
Oh, hell yeah. Everybody, Carl, Jim, me, we were all. There was, I wrote in my book, in my autobiography, this story. It's called Falling Stars. After we had finished the album, Duane was about ready to leave, and we were all up in Eric's room, Duane, Eric, and me. And they were talking about Big Bill Brunzi, Robert Johnson, Elmore James, who's playing this and who's playing what. And Elmore was playing on Robert Johnson's Delta Blues album. That's Elmore James. He says, no, and then Duane said, no, he's doing this lick. And I'm standing up against the wall with all this going down. Eric got out a big bag of blow. And this was for send off for Duane, and we were up all night. But I was standing with my back to the wall, and these dudes like old blues souls, in their 20s, talking all that blues thing and digging down deep, digging deep. The only thing they didn't have was a hoe in their hand and chopping cotton, I'm watching this go down, and then Eric said, no, it was this lick, and Elmore was doing this, and Duane said, no, it was so-and-so. Wow. I knew I was witnessing something real important. And
the fact that you can relay those stories now.
Yeah.
Would be
well, it. Eric threw out a great big farewell line. We decided we've done all this dope and whiskey and everything. We're closing shop, So this is goodbye lines, and we had an ounce of Peruvian flake, I think it was called, and we all did the farewell line. We're going to go straight from now on, And so the three of us went in the bathroom. We're trying to figure out what to do with the rest of the blow. And so I said, well, we'll just flush it, you know. And Eric had one end of the bag, and I had the other, and Duane had the middle of it. And we dumped it in the toilet, and it looked like falling stars. And we all three went, oh no, what have we done? Well, truth be, Eric said, well, it's not all over. So here's one for the road, you know. So it didn't stop, you know. It didn't get in our way to record.
So when you actually started recording the song Layla, what was the atmosphere like with Duane? Could you tell that he was kind of like,
no, see, right? he didn't get sideways until we did the overdub.
And when when did the overdubs take place?
It was later in the evening,
okay.
you know.
Oh, later in the evening.
So yeah, so I mean, we all had time to stop and listen.
Later in the evening means one thing.
Well, you know, something
Things
like
are
that.
not working out.
Now, I don't know about these stories or how important they are, but I just thought I'd lift the veil and spread a little truth about it. We weren't stoned and high 24/7. We went in there and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Tom Dad wanted us in there, and he wanted only 4 hours of our time, or 12 in the afternoon, whenever we went in. I think it was 4, and he only wanted 4 hours of our time and wanted us clean and healthy and straight. Well, that was, and then in the end, after we had finished our thing, it would always kind of get out of control, you know.
Sorry, it looks like you have a cat on your shoulders.
I do.
She's on.
Yeah.
That's Oya.
But, you know, Duane ain't around anymore. You know, Eric's been clean and sober for, he didn't mind, rather have a cat on my shoulder than a monkey on my back. All right? Yeah, everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Well, I want to ask you this. So you guys finished Layla. It must have been a real exciting moment when that...
Every moment when they're recording, everything was exciting.
So when you finish and you start listening back to it, didn't you notice that it was obviously out of tune?
Couldn't do nothing about it. He went in and tried it again.
But you knew. Everybody knew.
Yeah.
And so you had all said, you got to try it again, right?
There's no
he couldn't get the thing to happen. I can understand.
No, you couldn't. He couldn't emulate what the instant thing.
No,
and
it was
off
moment.
just that fraction, you know. And who gives a shit, you know? It really doesn't matter after all these years. But the truth of the matter is that it doesn't matter. You know, that's one of the greatest albums in the history of rock and roll. You know, and I'm really proud to have been a part of it.
And the guitar work, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah. You know. And it seems like with the passing of time, it is more endearing. All Absolutely. The songs, and I mean, I'm Thorn Tree in the Garden to close it off. That monumental tidal wave of rock and roll and blues and beautiful songs, and Layla just thundering, and then to close it off with just a simple one mic in all of us, you know, Thorn Tree in the Garden. What an amazing thing. What an amazing, I can feel it right now, that how it felt being in the circle with Eric and Duane sitting like where you are. Eric was right here. Jim was there with the little bell, and Carl was there when his bass amp was back in the room. I can feel it. I know, because I was in that atmosphere, and I'm in this atmosphere. I'm in that one as I speak, because I remember it, because it was all feeling. And after that thing, cascading, and the silence of it, and then Duane playing harmonics. All he played was harmonics all over. Do, 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 do. And one little slide lick, you know. Wow. It gives me chill bumps. If I had hair to raise up, it would be standing on end. True. But it was that creative principle that was the master of the Layla album. That creative principle. It wasn't anybody's design, you know. We all let go.
When you finished playing and you heard that ring, or you're just describing, and you knew it was over, what happened right after that? Did anybody say anything? Do you remember anything?
It was sacred. It was a sacred moment. Everybody just was like, it was like a holy moment, you know. It really was.
And then
it was like so powerful, you know. The simplicity of it.
Right. So you finish, everybody get up and say, that's it?
That's it.
You didn't...
Good night, Irene.
You didn't do any overdubs on Thorntree.
Mm-mm.
That was it.
Mm-mm. We were all sitting in a circle, did one for him to... He came out and adjusted the mic once, Tom died. That was only the second time he went out into the studio. Mm-hmm. He did all of his work behind the glass. And he came out to adjust the mic. He didn't send Ronnie or Howie out to do it. He came out and adjusted this one mic. And then, okay.
You did 2 takes of that, apparently.
Huh?
You did 2 takes of
That's it.
Thorntree.
One until he came out and adjusted the mic. So, I mean, they got them both out there.
So,
really.
did you leave the studio right after that, and that was the end of it?
That was it.
And then where did where did everybody go?
Well, we went to the Thunderbird and we was throwing down, wasn't we?
Okay, well,
we were partying. That's when the story that I just told came to play.
So I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And there's photographs of Eric and Duane standing there with a
dobro.
dobro. I took that photo, and that was after that whole night of throwing down. And it was amazing. That was the most amazing experience. Yeah. I just knew that I was witnessing some incredible history. I wasn't thinking about I'm a part of it, you know.
Right.
I was able to stand aside. It might have been because I haven't been at that level of success before. So, you know, I was still kind of in awe of our record, you know, and my place and everything in it. You know, it was pretty amazing, though. I'm just proud to have been, you know, there.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
And able to keep my wits about me. And we weren't thinking of doing anything except recording this record, following our hearts, you know, and soul, letting that whole thing just flow. And that's how it happens. Just like painting. You know, just like painting. It's the one creative principle. That's it. The very same thing that keeps the tides going in and out so far and no further, you know. Got all the galaxies moving, everything.
It's the one that kept you from killing yourself several times.
You got that right.
When you had your car wreck, you said you were standing outside of the car watching it go down.
Yeah. I was inside my Daytona going through the air, flipping through the air, and I was on the green watching it go down. And I knew, I'm not supposed to go this way. This is not the way I'm supposed to go. And I remember saying that. I was going through the air. And upside down, door panels buried a foot in the ground. Oh, it was a hell of a deal. Yeah, it was.
You have photographs from
I got photos and everything of it. You know.
So when you left, when you had your party night and good night, goodbye to Duane, did you say goodbye to him that night and leave?
He came down. He came down to my room and showed me how he went about doing this slide. I can't do it, you know, but not like that. You know.
He showed you several things.
Yeah.
And played Little Martha to you, as a matter of fact.
As a matter of fact, he did play Little Martha. He said, "Listen to this. I just wrote this, you know, like last week or something."
When was that?
In the hotel room.
The night he was leaving, or the next day? You mean?
It was about 2 nights before,
And he had just written
it. Huh?
He had just written Little Martha.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was one of the first. It hadn't been recorded, no. I said, let's go.
I'm sorry, it went off for a second. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it. We was sitting in my room. He showed me how to. He put strings on my guitar, my Martin that Eric got me, and he showed me how to wind, coil them down in.
Dress the head of your
hair. Dress the head of the guitar.
Right.
Yeah, that was the last time I saw him.
I was going to ask you, that must have been the last time you
That
saw
was
him.
it. That was it. Yeah.
Of course, you had no idea how that was going to end up.
Nobody. I was sitting in the window of my bar at Sunny Heights when I got the news that Duane had passed away.
Can you tell explain how he died?
But he was riding his motorcycle and he went straight into the back of Pete's truckload of pizza.
He wasn't exactly sober.
No. When he went back to Macon, and a lot of people from Macon have told me this. He was going all over the place with a lot of blow, and so playing his, he just did the album, the Layla album. He's playing this copy for him, and he was so excited, What a lovely man! I'm privileged to have known him, and he called me little brother, So I always was real special. At that time, he and his brother Greg were kind of on the outs because Greg was in Hollywood. He wanted to function out of Hollywood.
Yeah, Delaney had talked about that as well. They had a bit of a falling out over that Hollywood thing.
Yeah. Greg wanted to go Hollywood.
Yep.
Yeah. I went to Hollywood and out of there,
Yeah.
I didn't go Hollywood. I went to Hollywood. There's a big difference.
Do you think that it was in poor taste to name an album Eat a Peach?
Oh, absolutely. That was the first thing I thought. I said, man, cold. That's cold. Phil Wallen, cold dude, Anyway, it is what it is.
And all that peach stuff and all that had to do with that?
I don't know, I guess so. Had to do with, I know all the album cover had to do with eating all those mushrooms, Yeah, you want to color your world, get you a load of those. Get down there with the fairies and the elves.
Oh, jeez. That's where my elbow slipped.
All right, well, guess we better say goodbye.
Now check it out.
Here's our
On the table.
Here's our little family.
You know I don't like
part
it.
of them anyway.
Bye, Hoya. Say goodbye.